Hi, my name is Karina and I am the ISV SDR here at Salesforce. What it means is I onboard all of the new partners or even existing partners bringing the new applications to the AppExchange marketplace. Here's my email address. If you yourself have some kind of an idea and you wish to discuss that, I'm happy to do that. Just email your ideas to me and I'll schedule a call with you. Thank you. So you've probably seen this slide before, and before I get started, it really means you have to make all of your purchasing decisions on the product available on the markets right now and that are currently available. You know, Salesforce is innovative, it's growing, and the products are changing really fast. Perfect. So I'd like to say thank you to every one of you because you made your time to come and see my presentation today, to learn about Salesforce platform, to learn about the applications that you can develop yourself on Salesforce platform. So thank you so much for your time and for your efforts. Okay, perfect. So we are in the whole new world today. And what I mean by that is, I'm sure you know it best than I do. There's a war going on in Ukraine. There is a complete instability on the markets right now. There's a possible recession around the corner. We've got the supply chain issues. We've got our customers who have completely different expectations these days. And that's why it's been really hard to connect to those customers when it comes to the businesses. And all of the business leaders are feeling that instability on the markets right now. And all of the business leaders are trying to find completely new ways to sell, to still meet their business goals, to innovate, to upskill their team members, to make sure they have all those digital skills, and of course to meet their stakeholders' expectations as well as their customers' expectations. So one of those new channels is actually by partnering with Salesforce. And what I mean is very, very simple. Some of the most successful leaders decided that their target could be Salesforce customers, and one of the potential distribution channels could be the AppExchange marketplace. So you probably heard about a B2B SaaS marketplace, which is the AppExchange. 90% of all of the Salesforce customers around the globe have at least one application from the AppExchange. So they know they can go to the AppExchange, they can trust the applications they are downloading from the AppExchange right into their sandbox or production because Salesforce have checked it by conducting the security review on it. And you've seen some of the our main successful partners on these slides, but there are so many of them. We have got more than 6,700 listings on the AppExchange. And some of the partners like Conga, OnBackup, and Zeno, they specifically solve different business challenges that our customers face. And that's why they have their niche solutions on the AppExchange and they are super successful. Of course, we support our partners and anybody who has an ISV solution on the AppExchange because our partners are super important to us. And what I mean by that, we succeed together with our partners. What's very interesting is that the partners grow faster than Salesforce by 1.3 times faster, which is absolutely amazing. And by IDS Research, it forecasts that actually the Salesforce ecosystem will be 6 times larger by 2026 than it is right now, and then Salesforce will be. So that is absolutely amazing. There is a massive opportunity that lays in front of our partners. And it doesn't matter if it's a Salesforce solution implementation partner or it's ISV or independent software vendor, or it's a reseller, or even PDO or product development organization. There is a massive opportunity for the partners because Salesforce is growing. You probably know that already. And what's really, really amazing is that we include our partners in 90% of the deal that Salesforce is closing. Okay, perfect. So let's move a little bit into the technology and the platform. And I'm sure you already know about the platform and about technology that Salesforce has and what kind of functionalities and capabilities the platform has as well. So as you know, Salesforce is the world's most trusted platform. It's super secure. You can develop any kind of application on it, either with code, no code, or low code. What's really great is that the development cycle is really short because you already have the frame and you just go there and customize the platform or create some new applications, page layout, new custom objects, play with the standard objects, etc., etc. And what's really great is that we've got the best experts, and it's not just Salesforce experts who actually work at Salesforce, but what I mean is the Trailblazer community. I'm sure you had the experience in the past where you were not sure about a particular thing or a particular technology or particular use case, and if you even once go to the Trailblazer community and ask your questions there, let's say developer community or the admin community, I'm sure you'll be able to find the answers. I've done it once and I received an answer within a few hours, which was absolutely fantastic and amazing. And I think it's one of our strengths because you have the whole partners, customers, and Salesforce internals employees community to help you out with your issues if there are any, which is absolutely amazing. And of course, there is a massive technology to build the application, but also probably some of you might be wondering what to do when you actually want to connect a third party to Salesforce. What happens if I want to pull some data out of Salesforce, let's say accounts, cases, maybe leads, or any other data from the objects or even from the fields into a third-party system, or maybe all the way around to push some data from a third-party system to Salesforce. Of course, we have the availability for the REST or SOAP APIs, and you can take out any data from legacy, from on-premises, or from even other clouds data sources, which is absolutely amazing. So Salesforce APIs are open, they're public. So if tomorrow you wish to connect any other third party to Salesforce, it's very easy to do so because Salesforce APIs are public. Sometimes what happens, our prospect partners, they connect with their customer orgs right there. And what I mean by that, they just use very simple Salesforce APIs. And sometimes they build a proper managed package, sometimes even unmanaged package to actually have the deeper integration. And then if they build that managed package, probably you heard about the first and second generation packaging before, which we'll cover a little bit more later. Then they can distribute that package from the AppExchange to different customer orgs. So instead of building an ad hoc custom integration for each of the customer, you can just have one managed package that fits them all. And the APIs could be just right in there. Okay, so let's move to the use cases. So obviously, the presentation will be more about how to build your business on Salesforce platform, how to develop the applications on Salesforce platform. And I just wanted to start with a very, very simple 3 main use cases. And some of our most successful partners tap into one of those 3 use cases. So first of all, what happens is they could extend Salesforce functionality. So as you know yourself, Salesforce doesn't do it all, right? So if you think about the application that starts, let's say, in Salesforce, and then the user switches to another application to finish their use case or their journey, that is called extending Salesforce functionality. We've got a lot of different partners who are enhancing Salesforce, who are making Salesforce better, who are even specifically tapping into some kind of use cases. So, for example, our partners like Conga and our partners like TaskRay, they are extending Salesforce functionality. Obviously, TaskRay is an implementation partner, and also they have a great tool for lifecycle integrations and for implementations. And what they do, they just pull out some data out of Salesforce, and then, of course, they process everything within TaskRay and then push something back in. So they are basically extending Salesforce functionality. And then on the other side, we have another use case, which is tapping into the Salesforce white space. So again, there are a lot of things that Salesforce doesn't do. Probably you, sometimes as a user, as a developer, as a consultant, know about those things better. And what our partners do, they tap in specifically to Salesforce whitespace. So for example, you probably heard about Financial Force, which is an accounting tool. Salesforce doesn't do an accounting, but the accounting needs some data about the accounts, about the orders and contacts from Salesforce. So what happened is our partner developed a great application native on Salesforce platform, and it taps specifically into this accounting white space. And there are so many opportunities out there that you can think of. And again, if you wish, you can just run those ideas by me. And then finally, we've got some partners who specialize in the industries or verticals, as we usually say. So they are providing specific solutions for verticals. For example, our partners in Keynote, they build a native application for banks, and it's a financial services solution. And now 11 out of the 20 biggest banks globally use Encino, and they of course a unicorn, and I'll talk about them later on. But they specifically tapped into the vertical, which is financial services, and there are so many verticals out there. And if you think about any application that could possibly be built on Salesforce and that would tap into specific vertical, again, that could be a successful use case. So what you actually have as a developer or as a consultant or as an architect to at your fingerprints to build the application. So first of all, of course, you heard about the distributed data model. Salesforce has different global data centers, and it's really, they are designed for the high redundancy. And what's also really great is we've got that flexible platform. And I'm sure you know about this much better than I do. Page layout, custom objects, flows, components, everything you can do with no codes. Sometimes you can use a code, sometimes probably you need to build some lightning components, but you know how flexible the platform is, and you can control the security, starting, from the field level security, ending with org-wide security levels, and you are in the full control of the platform and of the applications that you are building. And then, of course, finally, you got the automatic upgrades, the winter release is coming, and of course, you know that Salesforce is multi-tenant, so meaning that we provide the security and privacy to each customer's data while sharing the infrastructure. And this actually allows us to provide those automatic upgrades to all of the Salesforce instances. Perfect. So what it actually means to be the ISV in the Partners program. Earlier I mentioned that there are the ways that you can connect a third party, for example, to Salesforce, or all the way around to connect Salesforce to the third party. What's really interesting, when you're connecting a third party to the customer org, it means that IP stays on their side. So that's very important. But when you are building a managed package, IP stays on your side. So you are building an intellectual property on platform by yourself, and you own those rights. Then what it means to be the ISV in the partner program is to commercialize a product. Of course, there are a lot of amazing free applications on the AppExchange. We are looking into specifically solutions that can be commercialized on the platform, because you can sell that solution, and then that could be a great second or maybe third revenue stream for yourself. And then finally, for those solutions, we've got the dedicated marketing and sales support, what is absolutely amazing, because we believe in this true partnership, that it's a two-way street, and we succeed when our partners succeed. So partners team is here to support you on your sales and marketing initiatives when you already build your application, when you have your MVP, and when you pass security review. So you have that support. And what is also amazing about the program in general is, first of all, the innovation. Of course, all the partners get the access to the Salesforce technology and all of the tools to build the application, what is absolutely fantastic, because probably you heard about the developer orgs and you might have the access to that, but we also provide our partner business org where you can enable your dev hub, or you can use environment hub to speed up environments if you're building first generation packaging. So we provide that technology and tools for you to build the application, so you don't have to purchase some other licenses separately to build the app. Secondly, of course, the customer success, which is one of our values. So partners get the access to more than 16 millions of trailblazers around the globe who are looking for partners to solve their business challenges by providing them the solution. And then, of course, in terms of growth, our partners are growing really fast because their sales cycle is much shortened, and they grow the revenue there because, again, if it's a paid application, then there is a way to grow that revenue much faster. And then finally, creating the global impact. Probably you heard about this before, but we recognize our partners for everything they do in terms of sustainability and equality. We do want to make this world a better place. And I'll cover that a little bit later, what exactly we do and what our partners do as well. So what you actually have as a Salesforce partner. So we usually divide some of the main tools that you have into 3 categories. And first of all, it's design and develop, which means that you have all of the tools to develop the application. You got the technology, you got different test orgs, you got the dev org, you got your demo org, everything you need to not just design your application, to distribute your application, but also to sell your application. On the other side, again, we have some sales and marketing motions available. What it means is that partners have the access to the partner marketing center where they can download different assets for their marketing, where they can download even different templates for their marketing efforts. And then finally, we provide support in writing PR, blog posts, and post some of those in our socials, which is great because Salesforce will shout out about your application on our socials. And then finally, we've got the service and support motion. So you will have different tools available for you. And I'll just switch to the next slide. So tools that you will have are actually starting from in terms of support is LMA and COA or CTA, depends what kind of contract you have. So most of our partners, they would use LMA and they would use them for the license management. So you can see how exactly your users are using your application. You will see which are active users, which are on free trial. And this will be your source of truth for your licenses. Of course, we provide our partners with different ISV debuggers. We've got a new code analyzer to scan your code even prior you submit for the security review. And then what is really great is the platform consultations that I will cover a little bit more later as well. And of course, you got in-app guidance, test drives, and Trialforce. I don't know if you've heard about them before, but app guidances are really great when you got a completely new user and you want to guide them through how to use your application. And then the analytics, of course. Analytics are just amazing. There are 2 types of analytics that you can see your user insights. First types of analytics are the marketplace analytics. So you see where the user is coming from, how did they find you, did they come from web to the AppExchange, or maybe it was another search, or maybe it was a promotion or sponsorship. On the other side, you will see other analytics from LMA. You will see exactly what kind of features are most used of your applications by the users, how many licenses are active during the day, etc., etc. So you have that source of truth available to you. Okay, and then maybe you are wondering what kind of applications can be built. Some partners, you probably heard about this already, they are building very simple API integrations. Sometimes they stay off marketplace, sometimes they go to the marketplace with a deeper integration. So first option is to build a native application using force.com licenses. As a partners, you can sell to non-existing Salesforce customers if you build a native application. What I mean is, for example, imagine you build some kind of a managed package. That is your application, you have your IP, it's built on force.com, and then you started distributing that to some customers out there because you have got the discounted licenses for the force.com. What's really amazing, especially for the emerging markets like Ukraine, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Poland, wherever Salesforce doesn't have any direct presence, and not that many companies are aware of Salesforce. Some say that the prices are too high. So partners can actually use this situation because they can build amazing applications and start distributing to the non-existing Salesforce customers. And those are called OEM partners. And of course, we've got the composite application. Most of the applications on the AppExchange are composite application, including, for example, Conga, the contract generation management solution. And what it means is there is a separate solution of platform, of Salesforce platform, and the partner, they build that application in the way that is kind of embedded in the Salesforce UI. And what I really mean by that is, for example, Conga or OnBackup or DocuSign, as a user, you can see that application within Salesforce UI without having to switch between the tabs. You can use the application from there. And of course, you can use all this Salesforce technology to build that application. So we work on the revenue share model, and you probably heard about that before. If you are building a composite application, that means connecting a third party to Salesforce, and it means that you will be selling most probably to the already existing Salesforce customers who have, for example, Service or Sales Clouds. And maybe with that composite application, you're really enhancing those sales or service clouds. And if you have a free application, completely free, you may post your application on the AppExchange for free, and security review will be also waived. The security review fee will be waived, which means you pass security review for free, which is amazing. If you're bringing a paid application, then we are working with our partners on the revenue share basis, which is for our ISV partners 15% of revenue share, and for our OEM partners, or those partners who are building completely native application, that is 25% of revenue share, because they can sell to non-existing Salesforce customer, and they are using maybe 90, sometimes even 100% of Salesforce technology to run the application. And of course, you get a lot of benefits for that. I'll cover that later. Let's move to the technology as such. You probably heard about the first and second generation managed packages. These days, we talk specifically about the second generation packages because they are more flexible in terms of technology. As you get your partner business org, when you register on the partners community, you get the option to enable DevHub in your partner business org. Partner business org is by default active for 12 months. So you have 12 months to develop the application. In case you have some things to finish and it's already 12 months passed, then you can just log the case to extend for another month. And as soon as you sign the contract with Salesforce to become the ISV partners, you just make your partner business org as active, and you can just go ahead and use it. What's really amazing is that you have 40 Scratch orgs as a new partner to develop your application. And on the left-hand side here, you can see the Scratch org that already has account and contacts, and you develop a few custom objects on top of that. Maybe you need to write some Apex code, which is similar to Java. I'm sure you're all familiar with that already. And then, of course, you can build a few Lightning components, flows, my favorite. The automation is absolutely amazing on Salesforce these days, and whatever can be automated, please automate that. And then finally, you can connect through REST or APIs if needed with some other platforms. So that is called the managed package. Again, you own the IP, and what usually happens, you publish that managed package on the AppExchange, as you see on this slide here. And let's imagine there is already a customer. They have the customer org. Let's say they have a Sales Cloud, for example. They have licenses for the Sales Cloud. They can go to the AppExchange marketplace, download the managed package into their org, customize it or not customize it. Sometimes our customers need a little bit of customizations, but not necessary. And they just go ahead and use it. And I'm sure you are aware of these motions because you might yourself be using some of the managed packages from the AppExchange. And so think about the distributed org, ISV model, where one managed package can be used within different within different customer orgs. And that's the flexibility of it. For example, when Salesforce has any upgrades, your managed package is also automatically upgraded. Okay, so what actually you got as an ISV partner, as I mentioned, is first of all is 2 environments. First of all, it's the partners community where you will manage your listing. You will upload different screenshots there, different demos maybe. You will submit for the security review from there. You got, of course, development and testing environments. You package your solution. You post it on the AppExchange via partners community, via publishing tab. And you also have your partner business org. And partner business org, as I said, you can enable Dev Hub in there, but also you have got your license management application in there to manage your licenses, and you got your COA or channel order application there to manage your orders in case you're sending to your customers invoices. In case you wish to use Stripe, you have the CTA or click-through application in there. And then, of course, whenever you enable lead collection on your AppExchange marketplace, you receive leads in your partner business org, in license management application, and as a lead in the Sales Cloud, because one of the benefits is to receive 2 Sales Cloud licenses to your partner business org when you become the ISV partner, which is amazing because you can manage your business from there. Okay, and you probably heard about how partners grow in the ecosystem. So there are different tiers of our partners, and they are starting from base, going to reach crest and summit. So you are awarded by the points, by great AppExchange ratings that you got, by the trailhead badges, by ACV, or that 15 or 25% of revenue that is going to Salesforce, by small attrition, and of course by the equality and sustainability efforts that you do within your company. And the benefits you get, they're starting from, of course, the sponsorships on the different events, attendance of the different events, even the Dreamforce, of course, the Environment Hub to spin up different environments, the license management and other tools I have mentioned in the past. You've got access to the AppExchange marketing program if you wish to market your application or run the sponsorship of your application on the AppExchange marketplace. And when you move up the tier, you get the access to the Pardo licenses for free to manage your marketing activities, which is absolutely amazing. So you can grow even faster with us. So as I said, in the past, of course, we recognize our partners for everything they do in terms of sustainability and equality. Salesforce truly believes that the business of the business is to do good. And you probably heard about our pledge 1%, where we are giving 1% of our equity, 1% of our time, and 1% of our product for charity. That is our philanthropic efforts, of course. And we recognize our partners that are doing something similar as well. You as a partner, you can commit to equality in your workplace, provide some diversity trainings, donate to nonprofits, even volunteer. And I'm sure most of you already volunteer within your companies anyways. And of course, participate in different local diversity and inclusion initiatives. Okay, so some of you might be wondering how to get started on the AppExchange. Let's imagine you already have the idea about your application. You already know what kind of gaps Salesforce might have, or maybe you know what kind of white space your application could cover, or maybe even you have some vertical solutions. So going back to those use cases that I mentioned before, if you have that idea and you know how to build an application, and if you don't know, there's a guide for that, a very detailed technical guide for that. Let's imagine you have that already. You start by registering on the partners community. That is step 1 as an ISV partner, because there is also the SI partnership registration. You build your solution. Sometimes the solution doesn't have to be ready when you come to the partners community. You prepare all of the documentation in terms of the compliance. Salesforce will just check where your company is based. And then you sign the contract after the partnership has been signed. It doesn't matter if it's a for free application or if for the paid application. What happens is you submit your MVP or minimum viable product for the security review. Security review is the longest step on the journey. It takes around 2 months to be completed. A lot of partners fail for the first time, but don't worry about that, because our team will send you some of the requirements that have to be completed, and you just resubmit. And then finally, when you pass security review, you just go live on the AppExchange, or if you wish, you can just keep your listing private. When you go live on the AppExchange, I meant that you publish your listing for all of the global Salesforce customers to see. So that's how the journey looks like, very simple, and I can guide you on that as well. I'm sure you know about this already, but I just wanted to remind you about that of course we have the Technical Success Center, we got Trailhead, we got Partner Learning Hub to upskill, and of course we got our Tech Talks. So for example, Salesforce Genie, Salesforce CDP, all of the new technologies that have been announced recently on Dreamforce and Salesforce Lives. You just feel free to learn about that on the Tech Talks. Share Discovery, that's when our partners are sharing their journeys. Trailblazer DX, you heard about these massive events for developers, I'm sure, before. I'll recommend to visit that as well. And then finally, if you ever wish to have a consultation with one of our platform experts, for example, you're not too sure about how to build a marketing cloud application, or you already have some ideas, but you're not too sure, you have few concerns, you can just log the ticket and have that consultation available to you. So if you have any particular questions, feel free to reach out to me or to my colleague Menno. Please scan this QR code that would lead you to our main page, and that tells you a little bit more about the partner program. And really, I just wanted to share with you 2 partner success stories, 2 different partners. One of our partner is a close plan. So they are the ISV Force partner, and what's really amazing, when they started, they enhanced our Sales Cloud with their solution. And what's really amazing, they have been able to grow their revenue 300% since the start of the partnership, which is absolutely fantastic and phenomenal results. And of course, they've grown their customer base on 200% because they've got a lot of leads from the AppExchange. And really, if they, for example, were focusing on one country, when they went live on the AppExchange, they could feed and they could reach any customer globally. And then, of course, we've got nCino. I mentioned them before. They are a unicorn. They built their native solution on Salesforce. They had an amazing growth, 110% average revenue growth yearly, year by year. And what's really amazing, they still keep on growing. They still keep on acquiring new clients. They have built this specific vertical banking solutions for the banks. And again, if you have some kind of ideas yourselves, feel free to reach out to me. And finally, I just want to say thank you for your time today. I know it has been more than 40 minutes of your time. And of course, so far I have covered the whole AppExchange program, the technology that you have to build your application. And finally, you can use this as a second revenue generation of your income. If you have any particular ideas or you want to just discuss the program further with myself, feel free to reach out to me or to my colleague Menno, and I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you again for your time and for your attention, and I speak to you soon. Bye-bye.